So these are the following questions that I've put together that you need to ask yourself. So this is going to be like a workshop. You can carry a book, answer those questions, because you see, questions brings out treasures from within. So by the time you're answering some of these questions, you will even be surprised that some of these, you have some of these answers within you already. So number one question is, what are your long-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And you need to understand something, that real estate is a long-term game. I mean, real estate has been before we were born, as it is right now, and it will be till forever. So what are your long-term goals? So your goal in terms of your financial goal, your personal goal, and your lifestyle goal. So these three goals are very, very important. So what are those long-term goals that you need to achieve? So having these three goals at the back of your mind, it will help you to answer these critical questions that I'm going to ask you right now. Are you looking for a place that you want to settle down? Because when you are buying a piece of land, it's either you are buying it for keep or you are buying it for build. So now, are you looking at buying this piece of land for a place, as a place that you want to settle down? For instance, I remember many years ago, somebody wanted to buy property from us, and the landed location he wants to buy is just basically a place for land banking, 15 years time kind of location. But the guy said no, he wants to use it for school. So the realtor, the consultant that was managing him, did not manage him very well. Eventually, he bought that same place, and almost 8 years now, he can't build a school there. So you need to answer those questions. So at this place is a place where you can settle down, and is it a place where you are thinking of generating cash flow from? So some people are buying land and using it for agriculture currently, not because they are interested in agriculture, but because they are doing that agriculture as a means of occupying that land, of taking possession and occupying the land. So it depends on the strategy that you want to devise. So that is another critical question that you need to ask yourself. So this is our question series anyway. So the next question is, are you looking at a place where you just want to build equity? And for how long do you want to build that equity? So one of the things I usually teach when you are doing creative financing for your house is that if you want to build a house in the next 5 to 10 years, why not accumulate as much land as possible now, so that you can sell those land off in the next 5 years? In fact, somebody did it in such a way that he sold the first land, he did foundation. He sold the second land, he was able to take it to lintel. He sold the third land, he was able to use it for roofing. He sold the fourth land, he was able to use it for plastering. He sold the fifth land, he was able to use it to complete finishing. So that can be your own case. Or is it somewhere you want to use for a vacation home? So your question number one is your goal. So all these questions are things that can help you to define your goal, personal goal, your financial goal, and your lifestyle goal. So I ask all these questions to help you determine those goals, in case you have not been able to determine your goals. So the question 2 that we are going to be asking right now is the question of, how will this property fit into my financial plan or my financial situation right now? So this land that I want to buy now, how will it fit into my financial situation right now? How do you access to finance the purchase of this property? How long do you intend to hold this property? What is the potential ROI of this property? If you are holding it for long, then does this suit your budget, your family budget? Because you don't want a situation whereby you are buying a piece of property and the family cannot eat. You can't pay school fees because you are buying a piece of property. No. So that's the reason why there's need for proper planning, financial planning, when you are buying a piece of real estate. Yes, there might be need for you to make 1 or 2 sacrifices, 1 or 2 adjustments as a lifestyle for your family or personally for yourself. You might need to make some of those adjustments, but at the same time, that should not stop you from living because you are buying land. And then they'll be asking your children, why have you not paid school fees? And the child will be saying, no, we are building house, that's why we've not paid school fees. No, one should not disturb other. And I believe you can achieve it by doing a proper planning, by sitting down and count the cost. Number 3, how will this property align with my lifestyle need, my current lifestyle needs and my future lifestyle needs? That's a question for somebody that's planning to live there in any way, or you want to plan to build a house in the future. So number 1 is, are there amenities in that area? What are the future development? Is it close to development? Is it close to a road? Are there infrastructure that will make, because even in determining whether a piece of property is going to increase in value and all of those things, you really need to even factor some of these things. If they are not there right now, and you plan to move to that same location, take for instance now, probably you bought a piece of land and you want to move to maybe like a place like Mowe in the next 2-3 years, and you're buying a piece of land in Mowe, or you're buying a piece of land in Ifo. So the question you should ask yourself is that this Ifo property or this Mowe property, in the next 4 years, in the next 5 years that I plan to move there. So you can be building incrementally for the next 2 to 3 years or 4 years. So which school are my children going to attend? Where am I going to be worshiping? Is there an access road? Is the road good enough? Are there public transport system? Are all these things available to make our life desirable, livable? Are there recreation centers in all this area? Because all these little things are very, very important. And I've seen lack of indecision and lack of planning like this affect family in such a way that they now live in regret and now move to their so-called permanent sites and have to move back to the city center. All these things are very, very important when you are determining the purpose of buying, so that you just say, okay, see, we are buying this place, we are buying it for the purpose of land banking, or we are buying this place, we are building, however, we will not live there. We just want to rent it out. So all these are critical questions that you need to answer. So number 4, are you prepared for the responsibility that comes with ownership? Yes. I always say when you buy a piece of land, there are 3 things you do. You take occupation, you do documentation, you take possession. So it goes with documentation, possession, and occupation. Occupation, are you ready? That's there are responsibility that comes with occupation. So are you ready to take up that responsibility? Or that's when it comes to the responsibility, now we are looking at management and we are looking at maintenance. So those 2 responsibilities. So are you ready to manage the property and are you ready to maintain the property? Or do you want to outsource it? Because that's another option. So another option is for you to outsource that property. So that's question number 4. So how do you intend to manage the ownership that comes with owning that piece of land? Then number 5 is, what is the local real estate market saying? Most people don't usually do this and vet this before they even purchase any land. And this is critical when you are determining purpose. So what's the local real estate market saying? So questions like, is it a seller's market or a buyer's market? So when it's a seller's market, that means that it is the bargaining power and the negotiating power at that particular moment is the seller's market. So that means there's limited supply of such products in the market. And when it's the buyer's market, is that there are not so many people buying, so few buyers that are coming in to buy have all the power to negotiate. So you need to determine that. So it will help you in the place of negotiation. So what is the resale value and what is the ROI? So those are other questions and findings that you need to do, and the purpose of when you are determining the purpose of where you are buying the piece of property. So is it a buyer's market, is it a seller's market, and also what are the potential ROI? I mentioned earlier that you need to determine how long you want to hold to. That is also very, very critical. You need to determine how long do I want to hold on to this property. And also you need to determine what are the current demands. What are the current demands for that location, and what are going to be the future demands of that location. What are the infrastructure that government is planning to bring into that location that will increase the demand? Maybe there's a road, there's a bridge, there's a rail system, there's a BRT system that is coming towards that axis. All of these things are part of the visibility studies that you need to carry out when you want to determine the purpose of a piece of land. And the fact that you did a feasibility study for a location A does not mean that you don't do a feasibility study for location A or location B, because location A can be suitable for your habitation and location B can be suitable for your investment. Because not all locations are suitable for both. There are some locations that can be suitable for both, whereby some locations cannot be suitable for both. And some locations are just suitable for agric. You need to note that. And lastly, on the questions we are going to be asking ourselves today is, have you sought out legal or professional advice? So legal is part of the professional advice that you need to sort out. Take for instance now, maybe you are thinking of buying ekpe and you want to determine the purpose for that ekpe. You want to give that ekpe a purpose. So you need to get legal advice. For instance, there are places in ekpe that are under acquisition. So you need to get a lawyer's advice. You need to get an ekpe is a primary market. So most of the time, most likely there are no documentation already. So agents that you want to work with, lawyers that you want to work with, risk advisor, because you need to look at the risks too that are available, and you need to examine those risks and determine at what rate do I want to expose myself to this type of particular risk. And I believe with these 6 questions, your sincerity in answering these 6 questions will give purpose and meaning to the land that you want to buy, and you will avoid the first mistake when you are buying a piece of land in Nigeria, and which is the mistake of purpose. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would like you to like, subscribe, and share if you have gained value from this video. I still remain your real estate cash flow king, Okpe Oluwa Oni.